Yeah.
No, I'm gonna argue that OG's gonna win in for adfinem because fuck it. I like your.
I like it, dude. All right. Well, we've got game 3, the final match of the day here for Elimination Mode, game day 2. Jesus Christ, it's in Draskyl. Take it away, Maut.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We are here with game number 3, the final game of the day. Draskyl, you heard what the panel had to say. They were originally mostly with OG, and now there's like 2 people with adfinem. Who are you thinking in this particular game? Who are you taking in this matchup?
I would have to say OG. Like, the first 3 picks just literally made my stomach turn. I was just like, oh my lord, it's gonna be one of those games. And adfinem, you know, they're doing what they can to try to apply pressure. You know, Undying's great in a laning phase if you can actually get anything done. But as Peter was saying, I think that adfinem are going to be kind of at a loss after a while if they don't have their ultimates up to be able to do much. I think also a lot of it hinges on, you know, what is the Doom actually going to accomplish? Like, what's his role in this game? Is he going to be like a blink in Doom, catch a hero, like a Abaddon with Doom perhaps, so you can actually kill somebody, or the Void, or whatever?
Yeah.
I think that pretty much everything has to go perfect for adfinem to win this game.
That's not a good way to describe a team, a lineup. I feel like it's like, yeah, everything needs to go absolutely 100% perfect in order for them to just do well.
Well, I mean, think about this, right? Like, they had Tinker ET, and that's already just ridiculous high ground defense. You can pretty much never take Roshan against those 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Then they have a Chronosphere on top of that. And then they have Egg, and it's just like, I would not in a million years want to play against what OG have in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. It just, like, there's so much defensive capability. Like, there's, like you mentioned, so much high ground defense, even with the tridents now. I do want to ask you about Zeus with raindrops, and I mean, we've seen Zeus occasionally since raindrops have been introduced, but how do you like this hero right now in the current meta? What do you think Zeus does?
I think Zeus is great, actually. I mean, Veil's pretty inexpensive. It's a huge damage boost. There's good synergy with some of the other heroes on his team. Like, Jakiro actually puts out a fair amount of magical DPS, especially if you get him like standing in the macro pyre for a second or 2. So I think that Zeus is awesome as long as you have the right supporting cast for him. And he's also great against Tinker. PPD was saying it during the draft, the global stuff with the Thunder God's Wrath and the Haunt. It can be very, very effective.
Oh,
the problem
the problem is that he doesn't bottle anymore.
He really doesn't. He really, really doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bottle, and the thing that scares me the most about adfinem's lineup is their inability to hit towers. Like, they're putting all of their pushing potential in the Jakiro basket, and that's a support Jakiro. So they're just saying, okay, liquid fire is our push. That's it, and the rest of it's just going to be, we're gonna fight heroes.
I mean, and you're making me feel depressed about adfinem chances.
Dude, I love adfinem. They're like one of my favorite teams, but dear God.
That's looking good. The bottle now on No Tail getting hit up with small attacks in the top lane with Skylar Spartan. Doing a nice job here. They're still doing okay in CS. I mean, you look at obviously down bottom. Madar's doing rather well for himself. Oh, nope. And I just got his first. Man, it's going okay for Zeus, and then he lost his bottle, and then he.
You just had to say it, didn't you?
Yeah.
You just had to say that they were doing okay. Then the Courier dies, they get first blooded, and the Zeus dies 1v1 to a Tinker mid.
That's on me, Andy. That's on me.
God damn it, Maut. And Skywars. Oh, God.
I'm losing it. Anyway.
It's okay. It's alright. We're playing for the late game. We got a Spectre.
This is going to be one of those, and PB talking about it during the this is one of those long type games, potentially. You have a Tinker versus Spectre. There's a lot of high ground defense, realistically, on both sides. So we'll wait and see how this is. I mean, it's still early on in the game. Even though Thug getting away first, but he's still going to okay CS. Madara getting soloed down bottom by S4. He wants this kill. Liquid Fire will out. He's getting Spectral Dash. The rest is going to go. S4 is going to walk away and should be able to a further. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
He's going to get a both. The Dree. Oh, he's got 6.
No,
one more hit.
One more. It's bottle. Oh, the bottle wasn't in time. He double killed Thug. Wow.
All right, that's a worth.
Huge.
We're back. We're back now.
His courage back too. He gets his bottle as he respawns to the base. It's worth. No Tail now. They're going to find this part with the Icarus side. Skylark might be in trouble, but doesn't have the ability to heal back up. He's going to stick up. He's got a salve. Stomp is not going to connect. No Tail still diving. He's got Phoenix Shield. Meanwhile, Fly does go on the Phoenix. Martin trying to TP away. He might make it out of here, and he absolutely will. No Tail can't find either of them.
That was actually a really sick play by Spartan. Like, he he's got a very unconventional skill build, but the way that he played it, like he was gonna use his Soul Rip on Skylark to save him, and then he realized that Skylark wasn't gonna die, so instead he just goes for the insta burst on the Phoenix. You don't really see this kind of build a lot. People usually put at least one or two into tombs. Oh,
Anna, no, Thug's gonna turn this down. He does a lightning bolt, and he barely lives with 40 HP. This has been a battling game. It's 42. There's 8 kills, Andy. What the hell's happening?
What was the word Peter used? Slugfest? Yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
I think that's fair, given the circumstances, you know. But it's kind of expected because neither team really wants to concede the early game. Because if you get behind against Spectre to Zeus, it can be very daunting because getting out on the map in of itself is just terrifying. Because there's 2 ways of them just like getting on you straight up. And you know, if Doom gets a good amount of farm, they did just give him some new passives too, so he's actually quite a bit better. The Devour bonus gold also lets him transition a bit better into the late game, and that's only a level 10, right? So yeah, it's pretty much like he gets a Midas, and then later on he gets like the extra Doom DPS that has been nerfed so many freaking times. So yeah, I mean, there's still a chance. It's just OG's lineup. I think the best way to describe it would be obnoxious.
Yeah, I would say that's absolutely correct. If you look at this lineup from just an objective standpoint without seeing the game happening before you arrive, that would be the correct terminology for it. But even now, OG actually has a 2,000 network advantage after all the stuff that's happened. Thug is getting around on. You have Jerax coming in. He's got his stomp ready to go. Should hit it here. Thug, yep, he's going to get caught. And he's going to come in with the combo as well as missiles. Should get the kill. Yes, wait a half a second, but he will throw it again and find himself that kill again. Thug died, I believe, for the 3rd time. No, 4th time, actually. Excuse me. Great.
This is one of the main reasons why Zeus doesn't really get picked that much. Is if there's heroes on the map, and I mean like any heroes that can actually rotate, Zeus is very, very easy to kill. And granted, Anna's gone for the 3 points and a laser. I think it makes sense this game. Getting the super early rearm doesn't really do much if your March isn't that high level, so he's a very susceptible hero to getting ganked, and OG are recognizing the fact that adfnem's heroes don't really do well when it comes to TP counter ganking. Like Jakiro's probably their best bet until Madara has 6, and then obviously Honk can be used as a defensive measure as well. But yeah, it's a bit hard for Thug at the moment.
It is certainly not easy. He's taking a lot of deaths, and he's still having a rough time mid. Look at the Aphotic Shield off. He's already used our time as aggression was happening, playing with this aggressive dueling with Skylark Spartan. And they're also a lot of pressure on Madara down bottom. He's going to get slept. 26 CS though, so he's not doing that bad. Meanwhile, it's like a Zeus comes out and they get the kill on the Baden. So getting involved here with this level 6. The global strat now finally coming into play, I suppose.
Yeah, it's alright to get those little KSs like that too. That's kind of what you want to do as Zeus, especially if you're behind. Otherwise, it can be a little bit tough to get your way back into the game. He's got his arcanes now though, so he'll be able to spam out the wave. I'm curious to see what his skill build's going to be. Like, is he just going to go for the straight Veil and just battle with his team? Or is he going to go for something like Ether Lens or Yules, or even sometimes people rush Blink, depends on the game, I guess. But I really want to see how he builds it, because you don't really get to see Zeus that much anymore.
We'll see what he puts on his quick eye, which should happen pretty soon. But
bottom lane?
Unfortunate thing for him is, well, hold that thought, there's Chronosphere coming out. Madara going to no-tail rotating after the death, and they find the easy kill at the first level. See Chronosphere coming out. Scout and Spartan smoked up, but they might have been wanting to do something bottom. Instead, they might have to go mid here and try to find something on either Anna or Jerax. And Anna's already back to get his boots of trouble, which he just
saw the smoke, I think. There was a ward, right?
Oh, they are diving. Yeah, I think so. I think they did smoke underneath that ward. Maybe next, a lot of trouble. Still has his borrowed time. So even if he drops it early, actually. Still, though, Madara doesn't have nearly enough to do this alone. He needs a lot more help. There's another TP coming. That's Anna, by the way. And so Madara's dead again. So, not a good start for adfinem by any stretch of the imagination.
OG are just doing everything they can to push their advantage. They're just playing very coordinated Dota. Like, as soon as S4 got level 6, had the Chrono available, they saw Madara in the bottom lane. No-Tail's actually soaked quite a bit of experience. Like, he's level 7 right now. He was up there with the duo slash, I guess, almost tri-lane. But they're gonna run down Fly. He's gonna dive away.
There's the Haunt coming in. Madara needs to get involved. Use the Sunray, no Icarus dive, so he can quite make it out. I mean, it's a good kill, but they're going to lose Tier 1 tower. It might be a trade. Meanwhile, lane, they're going to go for Anna. Perhaps Lightning Bolt's going to come through. That's the dual breath coming out the March of the Machines. Thug, Lightning Bolt, and Soul are both ready. He can get this hill. It's going to be close. He'll find it. Jerax coming. He got stumped. Thug low, but not low enough. Can he get stumped? Try to find this kill. Looks like Thug should be alive. They would have to die for it. That's a huge pickup. They desperately needed that for Thug. He's going to get back into the game. They're not done yet. Maybe next time getting dove a little bit, but Fly can't find anything to do some nice work. He's not level 6 yet. So.
Yeah, he's not level 4 actually. He was letting No-Tail get the majority of EXP in lane, and plus he did die. He wasn't expecting the burst damage build coming out from Spartan. No points in Tombstone right now. He's just like full nuke build.
Yeah. He really is. That's pretty insane.
I think in a lot of ways, it's actually a bit better. Gonna see them kind of get chased out here. Don't think No-Tail's gonna be able to do much, but
yeah.
It's really tricky to get Tombstone in some situations, especially when you're the early levels, right? Because it's what, 3 hits at level 1? That's nothing. Like 3 hits is just a dead tomb, and it's a lot of money. So I'm kind of happy to see him go this build.
He's doing a lot of damage. He's doing a lot of bursts, especially, but they haven't rotated around yet. They've kind of kept Skylurk as well as Spartan top lane. Meanwhile, Anna's on the map now, as he should be with Travel. Story's coming out next as well. Mid lane S4 setting up for a gank. The faces Wood has Helm of the Dominator right to Hellbreaker Smasher. There's a lot of heroes top, but there is an Observer Ward that is scouting this out. Spartan, Skylurk, and Thug are all spotted in this shrine area. And this gank should not be successful, I don't think, Andy.
I don't think so either. I mean, even if they do, it's like, yeah, he's out of there. He's going to rotate with his team and just go mid. So it looks like at the end of the day, it might be a trade. I'm not sure if OG are going to have enough time to get back. No, definitely not. The tower's like already dead.
Yeah, it was very low.
It'll just be a trade.
They'll find the tower, but that means they lose the tier 1 tower mid. They already lost the tier 1 tower bottom. However, there's a TP coming in. That is going to be Spartan. They're all going in. Spartan is first, and by pretty quick margin. As now trying to Thug. That is bad. He's taking on everyone's good. Soul Rip, but he still might fall here. More attacks. It's the misplay of this job. Here's the Haunt. Have to do him on the fly. Yeah, look at this round. But Dark instantly the bashes. He has to try to just get his bat with the reality, but the tail is still diving. Skylurk, Soul Rip. There's the bar time. Only one to know. Guy's path. No tail. Stop from getting this kill. Madari might have a missed ready to go. He's not quite in rush. And he just gets it, but it's 14 HP on the other side. Spark low. Okay, so both up. He's getting sit on himself for now. So far, it's a 1-for-1 exchange, I believe. For full HP, Jax is pretty much half at this point. Ice Path hits nicely, but there's really no follow-up. Meanwhile, you can see Doom is getting down. Skylurk's really low HP. This is getting worse and worse. Thug is walking up. There's going to be a nice assault. They get the kill. Jax, can they get the tail? No borrow time. A Phonic Shield will come out. Can they get it off of him in time? Still sitting at about 200 HP. S4 will recover the retreat. Looks like it will survive. So, all things considered, not that bad of a fight. Heat-seeking missiles will do some extra damage afterwards. And it's when the fight is over, it's a 2 versus, I think a 2-for-1, I believe, at the end of the day. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the Spectre didn't die. He just ended up walking away. The Ice Path coming in from MNT saved him. Otherwise, the Photic Shield under the tower would have exploded and killed him. So, yeah, it's a 1-for-1, and that was Chrono expended. But then again, Madara also did use Haunt, and Thunder God's Wrath isn't super long, but they did pop that one too at the very end to make sure they got the other kill. But it kind of showcases one of AF's biggest problems is if Zeus is dead, they really don't have damage.
Yeah.
Zeus is all of their damage basically at this point until the Spectre obviously gets like closer to Radiance and maybe Doom picks up an item or two. But yeah, for now it's he got chronoed solo because they knew that was all their damage.
Skylurk, I believe, is in some trouble, to say the least. Even with his move speed, even with phase, but they could still probably chase him down. He's just trying to figure out which way to juke. He's somehow still alive. A lot of that is with Scorchers, I think. But he's done so. They just chased him down. He ran up top for some reason, then he proceeded to get chased down and killed. So it was an unfortunate couple minutes there for Skylurk.
Yeah, he didn't pop his hood either. I mean, maybe he just assumed he was dead.
Right.
But if he popped it in the March, he might have been able to live long enough to run to the tier 1 tower. Hard to say.
Well, either way, Bruno is back up for S4. He's kind of behind enemy line. He's low on mana. Doesn't have enough Thunder. I think they're just going to take this shit's tower. They can defend now that Doom is back up, but Haunt available is the question. It's ready to go. Meanwhile, behind enemy lines is no Tombstone still, but level 3 Soul Rip, level 2 Decay, level 1 Flesh. They maybe try to fight. Skylurk is looking for a potential Doom here. He uses Scorcher. They're going to come in. He's coming in from Anna. Onto the Satyr. They will throw the Doom out. Now it's going to be on the S4 the Void. Thunder God's Wrath coming through as well. More TP's coming in. It's going to be from Mana. They want to get this 4 down. And so, absolutely 2 down so far. S5 for adfinem. We've seen Anna's not going to fall. He'll go down. No tail already uses borrowed time. A Phonic Shield. He's going to go down. There's so much of this new potential from Spartan. out of that awkward fire. The dual breath, the macro play that was on the ground. He's somehow duking. He denies himself in missed coil. So they don't get all four. But still an absolutely amazing fight for adfinem. They get about 1,400 gold out of it. And OG lose 700.
That's the difference between like the Chrono and having the Zeus alive for the fight and not having him. Like just the amount of like damage output that Thug was able to throw in there, making sure that the Doom was on S4. I'm actually surprised that he was able to just casually walk up and Doom him. Like,
yeah.
Normally you don't see that happen, right? Like it takes like a Blink Dagger or a Shadow Blade or something to be able to just say, okay, we're jumping him. Maybe S4 was looking somewhere else, or maybe it was nighttime and he just didn't see. But getting that Doom off is like automatic runaway, I think, for OG.
Yeah, then it's going to be a lot easier for Skylar later on in the. I mean, he's going Blink Dagger, and I think it's the right decision considering what you're just talking about. Meanwhile, Void here, he gets a kill easily. Maybe next time, he still has his cross B, but Skylar's going to find Icarus. Can't get to the high nor does he need it, so it should be okay. I think you're absolutely right. As we're not Chrono Strain was interested there, but hopefully for the dude, he's going to have his Blink Dagger enough. That's not going to be that big of a deal.
I mean, all it really takes is like being unfocused for a second, right? Like you're just not paying attention. He was using Scorched Earth and Phase, so he's running really fast. So if you're not like really focused on knowing where he is, sometimes it just kind of happens. And that was a really big turnaround, like you mentioned, for adfinem. But yeah, I think in the future it'll probably be fine. But if Skylark gets to his Blink Dagger and adfinem can maintain some kind of vision over where they're fighting, then yeah, the Blink Doom on the Void is going to be a problem.
Madara getting Chrono, the time again. They have to be right on top of Anna with the Blink Dagger. Madara just far too far out, didn't have much radiant team towards that mid lane. So easy pickup for them, and that's getting even more farm. He's already top the network.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, I think I said that backwards, by the way. I think I said Blink Void on the Doom when I meant Blink Doom on the Void.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
Nice little pick there, running out the Chrono. It's definitely worth to get the tier 1 in the off lane. Anna's got the Blink Dagger already too. It's 15 minutes in, so he's pretty much right on time for his items.
Right.
And this is like old timings, not new ones, because I actually don't know what the new timings are in Tinker. I'm just going by like the pre 7.0 patch where they screwed up the jungle and everything. So yeah, he's still farming extremely well. And the longer this goes on without adfinem being able to throw their own kind of spin on the game, it does get worse. Like, there's going to be less opportunities for you to be able to go to towers. Breaking high ground is going to become a nightmare. We already talked about Roshan and stuff like that, and how hard it is for adfinem to do it without already having killed some heroes. So you're going to see a lot of movement around the map from adfinem just trying to find something that they can accomplish.
For the second time, they smoked underneath a ward in this game, right underneath the tier 2 tower in that mid lane, unfortunately. And they were caught, and so they were heading out. There's nobody there. But they moved pretty much entirely to the top half of the map and try to farm their jungle. You could maybe go for this tier 1 tower, but like you mentioned, there's not a whole lot of pushing power here for adfinem. Only have one tier 1 in this entire game. The tier 1 mid is taken literally to the tier 1 bottom just about as well. So.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because both teams are similar in that neither one of them really hit buildings all that well. Like OG probably a slight advantage, I would guess, because they got a couple of melee heroes, and Abaddon passive is nice for killing towers, but neither one of them really excel at hitting towers by any stretch of the imagination. It's mostly just we want to kill you as adfinem, and OG are like, yeah, we'll just defend for like 85 minutes until we have the items we want, and then we'll win just by killing you.
That's great. Not great at all. The life no tail, by the way, they're going for Thug. And what else is going on? Let's threat the items. Is there anything else important? The Diffuser Blade is being built by Madara. S4 is building into Yasha at this point in time. Jirax is also field. So a couple of big items coming out for both teams. We've kind of entered this sort of farming period. I think they were waiting for the Chronosphere to be back up for S4 before OG started doing anything crazy again.
Yeah, and OG are really the ones who don't really need to feel that pressure, right? They can just kind of sit back, do what they want. adfinem are always going to, in the back of their minds, be going, man, we should really try to fight, because we have like an Undying and a Jakiro and a Zeus. Like, they all want to kind of contribute in their own way. I guess Doom and Spectre are okay with playing a passive game, and MNT
he's dead.
Be a victim again.
Dual breath. There's a lot of heroes in the vicinity, but not enough to really turn everything around. So they'll move towards top, try to find us, but he's in the tree line. The blink is up now for Skylark. Unfortunately, they should see it with this ward here. So Skylark probably going to be found out.
Yeah, they
can't
pinged it.
get S4. Yeah, they know.
Yeah, that's also kind of a bad thing. It happened in the last game too. They saw the blink on the Sand King when Skylark was playing it before they actually had a chance to showcase it in the fight. And granted, I don't think that really made much of a difference, but it does make the enemy team play differently. Like, now S4 is going to be even more focused on, okay, I can't get doomed. Like, I need to play safe until I see an opportunity for a good chrono, and then I can just go in. Or they can just avoid fights. I mean, OG have a lot of options here.
Which is what they're doing. Well, maybe not. He's being a lot of heroes. Skylark blinks in, wants to find Anna, but he blinks out very quickly. Instead, he'll doom the other Titan. Here comes Haunt. They want nodes. They would also like at least Jerax as well, getting very low. Tails borrowed time is up. Now there's going to be the Phoenix Sun. The A is down, ready to go. The Skylark might get stunned. Chronosphere just catches him. Tap into it. And Submarine Mac Pair drops down now. S4, Soul Rep on the Skylark, not enough lives. Good fall here, but S4 going in. And on the back lines, throws that laser, doing some nice work as well. The full HP to trade so far. Madara having to back up. Their two most important heroes are still alive. Only for now. Thug, you're good body blocks from Anna. And Thug is just blocked from really going anywhere. Zitarkar Stomp will miss, but he's alone. And there's three heroes kind of encroaching upon him. S4 taking a lot of damage. Unfortunately, can't get the second lightning bolt off to get the kill to S4. But good fight for OG.
That was a really nice egg coming in from the Phoenix as well. It completely stopped the progression of Skylark. Like, he was just running through the fight, just trying to make sure that the ET didn't end up getting denied or something like that. But I think it's one of those situations where maybe they didn't assume that all of OG were going to be there, so he was like, all right, I'll just throw a Doom on another hero, you know? Like, I'm not going to throw it on the Phoenix or the Void, which, in my opinion, are the two best options. Assuming you can't obviously catch the Tinker. But even then, I think you would still probably Doom the Phoenix or the Void. But he threw it on the ET, and it's like, okay, well, if the hero dies, that's great. Except everyone else in OG still has their ultis, so they were able to drop like a Chrono on a Doom who had already used Doom, which is definitely a suboptimal use of the spell, and they still won the fight pretty handedly. Yeah. So it just showcases the importance of Skylark and who he casts his ultimate on. Like, it is crazy, crazy important.
He really wanted Anna, and you saw, even though Anna was out of the fight for a good period of time, he still was able to come back and do some damage, but it gets even more important, I think, for adfinem. Him or S4, really, there's a couple of good heroes for it, but Madara's going to walk into fly. Yule Scepter's going to come out. Drax looking for the stomps nearby. He's dropped the Tombstone. I don't know if they can get this kill. Good sleep, Star Conqueror stomp. It's going to kill him. That L-Titan ulti. Skylar coming in. He doesn't have it for 24 seconds. Two heroes dead, including a sick Spartan. By healing his teammates back up with Sunray. This should turn to, I think, a tier 2 tower. 2 tower, excuse me. Well, they're going to chase instead. And they can't quite find him. Maybe Madara, however, as he's gotten into the tree line. He doesn't have a TP scroll. Unfortunately, they're pinging him. They know that he's there.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do about this, because he kind of can't keep running to the right because he has nowhere to go.
I think he's dead. I'm pretty sure. He does have Spectral on 3. There are TPs coming. Maybe not. He might be back for the tier 2 tower maybe next time. Here comes Drex. He's got the speared up, looking for more. Dual Scepter's coming out. Drex doesn't have mana for the stomp. So instead, they'll turn it maybe next time. He's on to Jerax. Stomp is going to miss, but only hits Spartan, actually. The sword for himself. Time walk forward. S4 going for the Chronosphere. They get one, and they're going to get another. In fact, they got Thug as well, and Thug's probably going to fall. Good Haunt come out, but it looks like Thug still is going. Madara trying to fight, jumping through, and Skylark jumping in. Can they get this? No, he's slow. He will fall. It's still a 2-for-3 trade. It's worse than that for the long course of this fight. But at least they get kill on Anna, which they really, really need, and they keep Madara off.
Now they did lose Thug, but like you said, I think that was probably the best of a bad situation, given they were literally just running at them for a super long time. It was really nicely played from Madara, though, because he ran to the right, and his dagger path was still there, so he just ran back to refresh his tree walking, or unit pathing, whatever the hell you want to call it, and then he was able to just walk back more. And M&T says, don't worry, bro, I'll TP in and feed for you, and basically just let him walk away, so... Nice teamwork coming in from adfinem. Pipe is actually finished now on Skylark, so that's actually going to help a lot against the Phoenix and the Tinker. And there's one more thing, too, about this game that's actually kind of crazy. It's how effective this Abaddon carry actually is. Like, he can't really be doomed.
Yeah.
And you can't really burst him. So he just walks into you. It's kind of like having a Wraith King, but with defensive spells, and obviously no stun.
But he's very difficult to deal with. You don't really want to focus him. gonna run at you otherwise.
He just does whatever the hell he wants in fights. He walks around with his pipe and Vlads because he knows no one's gonna focus him. So he just gives his team all these passive benefits from being around him, and he's always gonna be the last one targeted in the fight. So he gets like the full effect of having these auras.
He gets to use his Aphotic Shield pretty much whenever he wants. Against defensive or aggressive abilities from adfinem. Yeah, there's certainly not an easy way into this game for adfinem. They're at about 6,000 net worth of disadvantage at this point, whereas OG are doing very well. A lot of that net worth advantage for OG, who's had a fantastic game. His aggregate is about 500 completion, and at that point, I'm not really sure they deal with all the damage. You get into a lot of that. Okay, hope Skylark dooms him, and then go from there. Yes, you have the Zeus, so you can find him rather easily with the vision that you with Haunt and that, but
it's hard though, because I don't even think Skylark can justify dooming Ana at this point.
Right.
I think you actually need to take away Chrono or Egg from the fight. I think that's what you have to do, because the Spectre should actually be enough on its own to deal with the Tinker, as long as you don't have to worry about getting chronoed. Because that's the thing that just says, okay, well, if Thug or Madara get chronoed, team fight is hard. That's just how things go naturally. So I think his main targets are those two, and Ana just has to be Thug and Madara.
It's going to get harder as well because S4 is going to have a lead sphere in a pretty good time. Thug getting Yules, Jerax thought about coming in. Meanwhile, those guys running in. They drop the Flesh Gold. Spartan really wants to fight. They're going to be in with the HD. No-tail, unfortunately, is already gone. I mean,
you can't chase him. Like, there's no way.
That's a lot else down to Flesh Golem as well as so now not available. And OG, I think they could fight if they really wanted to. It's like it's the case. Yield Scepter, and then probably dead again here. Good stuff. S4's gonna jump in. Haunt's gonna come through, maybe not. There's the Doom. S4 doomed up, a huge Doom. They do drop the Phoenix, like no Jared should fall first. Good Earth Splitter. Maybe they can still take S4 down. Great Egg coming up the raise there as well. Madar's about to fall. It's a 2-for-1. Thug. He's by the missiles. He's so low. Double for 5 with the Sunray. 3 down on the side of adfinem, 2 for OG. They're gonna find maybe the 4th. Thug is invis though. It's the perfect rune given the situation. Lightning Bolt comes out to stop him from TP, almost killing him. Thug was very almost died. Maybe next time will go down. Double kill for No Tail. Even with the Doom onto S4, it doesn't matter. There's too much damage. There's too much survivability. Some of these heroes on OG's side.
Yeah, I don't know how the fight. Like the thing that's really important about that fight is where was the Tinker when the fight started? Because Madara jumped Elder Titan, and the Elder Titan already used all its spells. So if I'm Spectre in that fight, you think to yourself, okay, what's the highest damage potential hero if Chrono's not a problem? And that's easily Tinker. Like, if he doesn't go on Tinker right away, that it might have been that he wasn't in the fight at the start. Otherwise, I think it was just a targeting error.
I'm not sure where he was, to be honest with you. But
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if he was somewhere else on the map, and then he TP'd in after the Haunt, then it makes sense, because his illusion wouldn't have been on the Tinker anymore. And he would have just been in the middle of nowhere. So, if that's what happened, then good on Ana for recognizing that he can just play that aggressive, because he was standing in the middle of the fight. And the only thing that I saw hit him was a freaking Ice Path. And I'm like, okay, well, if the Tinker gets that free of an engagement, then yeah, you're probably going to lose that fight.
Yeah, they most certainly did. He should have died there. The only thing that saved him was the Indus rune. You saw him almost go down and at the end of the fight after he just left to stop the TP of a Tinker, which I thought was interesting. But at this point, it's getting worse and worse to fit him. It's only about a 10,000 net worth. They say only. It's pretty significant, but given how that's him when I think it's not that bad, but they need a lot more from Madara.
Slightly different because OG were running a Drow combination last game, and with a 10,000 gold advantage on a Drow lineup, you can just end the game. But OG's lineup is a tad bit different this time around. They do have good heroes at being able to absorb damage, but they're just not really that great at sieging. Like, all of their heroes that hit buildings are melee. And when they're melee against a Zeus, it will take some time to be able to eventually chip those buildings down. I think what OG are going to rely on the most is just having the map control and just slowly asphyxiating adfinem. And that's like one of the worst ways to lose, when you know that the enemy team can't siege because their heroes just aren't good at it, but it's going to take a really long time for the game to end.
Yeah. You got to keep the positive morale up, Brad, but it's hard to do that given how the fights have gone.
Hey man, you got a Spectre. The game is still going.
That's true. That is a good sign. You always way back to it with something like that. And they have Doom as well. They can turn a fight around with good Doom again, but they have to perhaps find that high damage hero on the Tinker. And he's just splitting the wave, coming occasionally. There is another big item for OG that is coming out. It is going to be the adfnem Scepter. And so it's already hard to kill some of these heroes. it even harder with this.
Yeah, I really like the Agh's choice. It's great against Zeus and obviously Haunt as well. If there was a Radiance in the game, it would be even better because obviously you can just mitigate all that like residual Haunt Radiance damage on your teammates. It is a little bit... It can backfire sometimes because you really want to pop your ult to save your team. And sometimes you can pop your ult super early and then they just turn around and kill you because your ult's down. That's the only downside. But he's actually so farmed that I don't even think that's going to be an issue.
Pipe, the adfinem scepter gives him decent survivability. He has the Vlads. He's got level 4. I mean, he's got pretty much everything he needs to survive. I don't think there's any real...
And there's like no
turn.
silences, and he's never going to get doomed. So he'll always be able to shield himself.
Yep. It is certainly not in these games I'd fit him. What other items are coming out? We've said B a couple times from Madara. That's what he's going for. But he does not have it yet. He's getting a bit closer. As far as Yashi for a little bit.
I'm kind of surprised this is his choice, going BKB instead of Manta. Like, I get it from the perspective of, okay, there's a lot of stuff in fights, like ET and Tinker and Phoenix that are just going to hit you. And speaking of being hit, Thug.
Good Yules. But still going to get chased. Maybe
he's out of there.
Nice blink. Thug is able to underneath the guy's tier 2 tower. Need to get out of there.
That was a nice escape. But as far as the BKB goes on Madara, I think it's the... I don't want to say overly defensive, but if he has Manta, he can always remove the laser from Ana, and if he gets the Haunt off in the fight with Diffusal, I think he actually kills him really fast. So this is just a way of saying, okay, I just want to be free to do whatever I want in the fight, which is fairly accurate, assuming there's no chrono on him. But if he gets chronoed with BKB, then it's just like, alright.
Well, that's the big X factor, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goes back to the guy he can do. Now there's, like I said, the Lincoln Sphere was being built by before he has it. So
he needs an item to break Lincolns now. I'm not sure what he's gonna buy, or if he's just hoping that Zeus does it for him, I guess.
How about a Link's Breaker? But it's not a very good item. I was trying about this. Oh God.
Oh.
Is he gonna? Oh wow. They blew him away.
I don't know. He killed himself. He knew he was dead.
Yeah. Okay.
He got Zeus ulted right next to a Doom. You suicide instantly because he's not going to be able to use it if he gets doomed. It was actually an amazing reaction that he did that. A lot of players would have just gotten doomed there and died, or just let themselves die. But he just
that's
realized
what he was going to do. It was going to do him, and they were just
he realized it instantly and just boom, gone.
Well, that's good. He's back in 15 seconds. He can start. I mean, they still have the age. They just took the age spread for. See what they do here. We want to push back into the high ground of the tier 3 tower. Like you mentioned, just something you talked about. It's going to take a long time to siege, especially if this is there, which is really not sitting
Thug's
currently
chilling.
in the side
He's got a TP though. I think he's just trying to wait it out. They got the BKB on the Spectre now. And the main problem is they only have one Doom, but they have to kill the Void twice.
Ice for he has the Aegis. Gets out most of that damage though. They were very close to being burst down. And they're gonna have to back up. OG don't fight.
Yeah, they can't lose the Aegis like that. It would have been really nice for adfinem if they pop him once, and then he just comes back and they can get the Doom off. That would actually allow them to win the fight. But they can't throw away the Aegis without Doom being expended. If they use Doom, okay, fine. If they don't use Doom, real bad.
Speaking of Doom, Scholars get caught. Yule Scepter will come out, the Earth will go, it'll hit. And there's gonna be the Sun Ray as well. Good usage of to keep him alive, jumping in, looking for the Chronos. The Doom's up Ana. Like, Fear is broken, they drop the egg down at the ground. And not really taking any damage. Dar's coming in with that BKB, but he's already popped it, and now his BKB is done. The Chrono comes out, and now they're going to kill both of these heroes, I would imagine. They don't lose anything. The Doom isn't really useful as finds himself a double kill. They do have that, fortunately for adfinem, that is a 70-second respawn time for Madara.
Yeah, that 10-second BKB, I don't even think he hit anybody.
No, he really didn't. He hit maybe one or two times. That's 4 still the Aegis shooting in. Time lapse is up in 20. He's taking a lot of damage. That laser doing some serious work. Spartan will get the blade mail up. Sunray coming out. Sports is diving. At this point, Ana comes in. Eats Weasel's blades will get up and give a dive back to the Doom. And look at it start going to work at tier 3. So this is almost certainly a full set of next year, if not more.
Yeah, it actually didn't take as long as I thought. They just cracked it with one Aegis. Didn't even lose it, actually. No. But I think a lot of that has to do with how aggressively adfinem took that fight. Ana's just going to kill Thug right outside of the base.
He's just he's diving. Oh, and he did not
got the suicide.
I didn't even get that, so.
As soon as they got the Doom onto Ana, they were feeling pretty confident with a 10-second BKB and the Haunt that they could actually do something. But maybe just overestimating it, or maybe they just wanted to YOLO. I'm not really sure. But as soon as the pipe came out and they popped the Baton ulti with the adfnems, Ana took no damage.
Yeah,
like, none.
Didn't take any damage really at all. And it's just he's gonna respawn. They're gonna haunt. If he doesn't get a kill here, it's gonna be real. Fly is close to going down. As forced to try to cover his retreat. Lightning bolt come through. He had his egg at 8 because he couldn't survive long enough there. So they take down 1. Madara pops the BKB. They'll get Jarak well. So okay, they'll get a duck kill from Madara, but it's all with you losing a set of racks and then the melee racks as well as Tooth Tower in the bottom lane as well. So it's
not a good trade, but it's the one they got.
Yeah, exactly.
I really did think it would take him a while to crack high ground, so I was wrong about that one. But I do think that without the Aegis, I thought it might have been possible for adfinem to actually take that fight. It turned out being a big deal that they didn't manage to kill S4. I thought that Thug might have thrown out the Thunder God's Wrath when he was hitting the tier 3 to try to get the Aegis off of him. Because then I think it just stops OG's push. I don't think they would have tried the high ground without that. And that one Roshan just kind of cracked the game wide open, so now OG just have like full control. Even with Ana losing some Bloodstone charges by playing over aggressive, it doesn't really matter. Like, they can reassemble at any point, OG, and there's still nothing to reliably break Linken's on the Doom. He's still hoping that Thug is going to do it for him, or maybe the Undying, I guess, with Soul Rip. He can do it from pretty far.
I mean, at this point for G, you probably just play passive. I don't know if you want to. I mean, would you wait for the next Aegis, or you just maybe look for... I mean, he still has the Aegis. It's not even like it's
going to be down soon. It is the safer thing to do, I think, to wait. But I think that OG recognize how far ahead they are. They would have to mess up pretty hard, I think, to bring adfinem fully back into this game.
Yep. It's got a 20k net worth advantage now, which is significant at least. Yeah, the Aegis has just a better clearance, so adfinem know this, and it's going to be their best opportunity, I believe, to find something. They're not smoked up. They're just kind of sitting and baiting something mid here. They will have Thug farming bottom while this is all happening. Thunder God's Wrath up and ready to go. But instead of trying to jump mid, like OG, I'm going to push him while adfinem back.
Oh, they have more Lincolns as well. Fly's got one too.
Fly's got one, yep. And at this point, you're just like, well, how do we kill anybody?
This is why this is a feels bad thing for Doom. I mean, I think the hero is actually kind of strong at the moment because of his new passes and whatnot. But if you're not able to actually doom your one target, then your hero, it doesn't matter how good your other abilities are, you know, like the whole point of Doom is to just delete somebody. No chrono, no egg, you know, whatever. Even in the fight where they doom the Tinker, it just doesn't do anything. Like, you need to stop that team fight potential.
S4 time walks in, no jump for chrono. I don't think they need it. Maybe next time is Evil Neck, but Fuels will come out and he'll fall the moment leads to an auto attack from No-Tail, who now gets a godlike spree. It will take the last tier 2 tower down, and they have the buyback, luckily for DHD, but it seems like OG are just gonna try to siege, perhaps maybe find a jump. We'll see what they're gonna do in this game. Looks like they might just high ground right now here in the tier 3 tower.
They have everything. They can let the lanes slow push, you know, like bottom is pushing in. They have the Satyr creep actually dragging the Radiant Wave away, so the creeps are gonna enter the base faster and hit the range racks. Like, everything is pretty much in full control of OG at the moment. I mean, no real surprise there. But this is kind of the nature of adfinem's lineup. You know, yeah, you got your Spectre, which is great late game, and you got your Global, but your Undying falls off super hard. Like, I haven't seen Spartan really do anything since the laning phase. And that's kind of what I think Peter was alluding to during the draft, is he's going to see adfinem run around a lot, and they're just not really going to do anything, because their heroes don't have that form of snap initiation to say, okay, let's go. Let's kill this hero, or whatever. They're more reliant on just fighting and fighting and fighting and winning those fights. And as soon as they stop, then this happens.
They've really only won one fight in this game so far. They're going to try to fight in. Palm will come through the Thunder God's Wrath, and it's taking a lot of damage, but the Glimmer Cape will come out. No-Tail. This is borrowed time yet. Madara, net come. BKB is popped. Skylar going to work. Doom has been used. Chronosphere out of 2 with the Earth, but our Spartans, they've already lost this. They might lose more. Skylar getting focused down. He's going to drop here in a moment to No-Tail as well as Anna. The Doom is about to Skylar will fall. Another side. You have maybe the time very last. Shrine will keep him up and ready to go. As for time walking, doing a lot of that damage. Groups dive in from Fly. Spear ready to go. They're going to drop the Tombstone. S4 we're going to time yet again for more. Madara. He's all the way chasing Jerax, and got a TP coming with Anna. And now he's on the high ground. He barely gets kill. Miranda comes in. However, back at the base, they are still pushing. They're taking the racks. Good Necropire fly are completely healthy. No Tail is going to have his borrow time yet again. And this is Mega Creeps, if not GG at this point. And there it is. G will move on. adfinem, they're not done yet in elimination mode, but kind of, you know, the game adfinem played extraordinarily well. These last games, Andy, it looked like kind of what we talked about if you got together. And they took the series rather convincingly after that game.
Yeah, I mean, I think that OG's draft in the third game was just, it was just better. Like, they have easier lineup to execute. They can defend high ground almost indefinitely unless they make like tons of mistakes. Even playing from behind, I probably would have given OG's draft the advantage. It's just a matter of, you know, you're playing elimination mode, you're in a third game. There's not a ton of options left, and their team has no catch except for the two global ultis, and that's not even really what I would call catch. There's no stuns, right? So you're just hoping that, you know, OG commit to a fight that they're not going to win, and then you just punish them real hard, just like global with the Thunder God's Wrath and the Haunt, get a Doom on the right target and just punch them to death. That's what adfinem want to do. Problem is, OG are not a bad team, so they're not literally just going to run into you and die a lot. That's really where the lineup kind of falls apart. If there was one hero on their lineup that could actually like hold somebody in place and allow them to get some kind of pick potential, then sure, I think that adfinem's lineup would actually work. But they last picked it on dying. And again, not a lot of options, but that hero kind of needs to be playing from ahead and needs to win lanes really hard, which again, they didn't. Like Thug solo died to Ana middle lane like really early on. They lost heroes in all three lanes pretty much at the same time in the first, what, 5 minutes of the game? So yeah, playing from behind against a Tinker lineup with a Void, it's a rough game.